Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is BucketPonds, and today I'm going to show you how I raise Paramecium and Ostracods in Dayflower Nano aquariums. The process is pretty easy and pretty simple, with very little maintenance, but you will have to go in here and pluck some of the wilted leaves about once a month or so. Dayflower grows very well with cuttings. You just take a small section with one or two leaf nodes, just chop it off the stem and drop it right back into the water, and you'll have another Dayflower plant. I have something like a 90% success rate on cuttings with this interesting little wildflower, and it grows really well in my nano jars. Now you will see some wilted leaves. This appears to be normal for the plant. It could be some nutrient lack in my setups or something I might be doing, imperfectly, but I'm not too worried about it. These wilted leaves go right back into the water, and they act as food for the snails and worms. It's like recycling. The plant's pulling waste out of the aquarium. It's acting as a filter, helping to clean the water and clean the whole tank itself. And it's turning that material into more growth, more stems, and more leaves. So we take those wilted stems, throw them back in there. The snails and worms eat those stems, and the cycle repeats. Our ostracods and paramecium also do their part, of course. And in this particular nano aquarium here, we have no snails, and just paramecium and just ostracods. Now, once again, I'm going to go in there and pluck some leaves out and, trim it up, make it look nice. But once you get the leaves all plucked off, the tanks look pretty decent. You're feeding your creatures with material grown in the aquarium. It's a nice setup. It's a nice process to witness and to be a part of. Now I know these tanks aren't as pretty as some of the other guys on YouTube, and I don't really care too much. Honestly, I'm doing something very different than what they're doing. And also, I'm not investing any money in these projects. This is all, pretty much locally sourced. Things I grow at home, stones I buy from like Home Depot, and yeah, lots of fun stuff like that. We do things like anybody could do. Anybody could pick up this material and get into it. But if you're raising ostracods and paramecium at home, and I've even spoken to a few of you on YouTube who were having trouble with paramecium cultures, I have some tips for you that might help you out. Yeah, as we play with these dayflower stems, you can see they grow pretty long and stringy, and the bare stems that look like just a stick, that's places where I've plucked the wilted leaves off. The plant seems to wilt on the lower sections, and as it grows longer, the taller section will have the new growth, the green leaves on it. This is climbing dayflower, which may be a bit different than Asiatic dayflower if you happen to grow that. But a fun fact about dayflower is that the leaves, seeds, stems, and flowers are edible, which is pretty cool. We're growing food in nano jar aquariums. So I don't know how many other people might be doing that. I, of course, would not eat anything out of my aquariums, but it's nice to know that we can have a little bit of a green thumb and kind of grow something that might be potentially useful to know about one day. Future zombie apocalypse, we'll be out there surviving on dayflower, duckweed, all the fun stuff that we grow around the shop here. But yeah, as far as your paramecium cultures go, one thing I would suggest is don't even try to raise a single culture, a single species monoculture. I never have success with that. My best projects always include a community culture, a group of different species. And here we have ostracod and paramecium. There's probably some other creatures in here as well, but these are the main stars of the tank, if you will. And this project requires very little maintenance on my part. I do feed them a slice of cucumber about once a week or so. And that's also how I control their population. If I see there's a few too many creatures in there, I'll reduce the feeding schedule slightly and just keep things out of balance. But we're about to get the macro lens and zoom in. So yeah, for my first tip, definitely combine your cultures. Maybe you're raising ostracods and you've got that to work. So now you get some paramecium from somebody online. Add some of your paramecium to a new ostracod container. Maybe do something that you can do and try to include the paramecium in that, obviously in a separate container. But that's a good option. Maybe you're raising bladder snails. My bladder snails seem to cooperate well with ostracods, paramecium, detritus worms, and other creatures. So yeah, whatever you're raising at home, consider raising them together. That's a good step. I would also suggest a planted culture aquarium. I know that's harder to control, but once you're doing a community culture, you know, you have no reason to really worry about contamination or other creatures showing up. So, you know, why not throw some plants in there and see what you can do? Now, this isn't the scientific method of culturing these small creatures, but you can see it works. I have some ostracods in here. I have a ton of Paramecium. And, you know, I'm not worried about foreign organisms getting into this aquarium. I'm not raising these guys for, you know, like biological research or anything. They're my pets and they're for fun. And just raising them with other species seems to increase the success rate. Up here you can see a lot of the Paramecium. These guys are really fun. They just show up in most of my tanks now. And yeah, I just have them everywhere. That's why I wanted to share this with you, because some people have trouble raising these creatures, and I can just throw some stuff in a jar and like 2 days later I have 1,000 Paramecium. I'm not sure exactly why it's so easy for me, but watching these videos might help you out a little bit. And yeah, who knows. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys before we go. Please like and subscribe. I'm supposed to mention that like all through the video, but I don't want to be one of those guys. So towards the end here, I'll ask, hey, like and subscribe. But other than that, I have reopened the Bucket Pond shop. I have so much Nutella growing right now, it's insane. I would love to share some with you. It, of course, comes with all sorts of little creatures and stuff. There'll be a link in the description. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I'll send you a little package with stuff from the farm tank. You got some Nutella and a ton of creatures, probably some snails. Most likely some ostracods, some water mites. It's a big list of creatures that might be included. Most of the stuff that you've seen on here. And I'm happy to share that with you guys. To the first person that ordered from the store, thanks so much, man. You really inspired me to keep going. And your kind words were great. And I was really glad to hear that your stuff was growing. That's cool. So thanks for watching, guys. Check out my store. This is BucketPonds. Like and subscribe. I'm a giant frog.